hope is a powerful force that helps us to rise above adversity in life. There are times that we're going to have situations and negativity that might trap us down, but it's really about understanding that hope is an optimistic state that allows us to believe in the possibility of a better future or a better outcome. It's not just wishful thinking, but it's about setting goals and have confidence in our ability to just take one step forward and achieving your aspirations, your goals, your desires, anything that you face. Know you can get through it, and I hope you have faith. So I'm Koos Matthew of Koos is Key, and this video is all about hope. So thank you so much. Ayu Bowen, may you be blessed with a long life. Let's get to hope. Hey everyone, let's talk about something really important, hope. Hope is really just a state of mind where we believe that the outcome for the future, it's not just wishful thinking, but it involves that we've set goals, that we have confidence in our ability, that by taking whatever steps forward, that they're going to be a positive aspiration. So it's a state of mind that really allows us to see the possibility of a better future or an outcome. Hope is really important. I think it's something that we lose at times. And so I want to ask you, are there times that you've lost hope? And is there times that hope has gotten you to the other end? So let me give an example of hope. Hope is a situation where if we believe that there's a better future or an outcome, we're able to, work towards achieving something. So there's a lab experiment where, there was a mouse who was put into water, and when the mouse was about to give up, a person came and saved it. And then there was so what it believed was that if I just keep swimming, at some point someone is going to come save me. And so that's in another situation, they had another mouse who wasn't saved once before. So if you took the rat that was saved once and the rat that was never saved, and you put them into the same situation, because the one rat was conditioned, they were able to stay in the water and fight while one rat was minutes, the other rat was multiple hours. And it just gives the illustration that if we just have hope for a better outcome, or we have hope that something is worth this pain and endurance and that it will get better, we're able to manifest and create so much more energy and survive. So hope is really important. So are there times that you feel like you've kind of lost your hope? With hope, you have to really understand that it's about the possibility and believing in a better future and outcome. And there's toxic positivity. So hope isn't that. And sometimes we have a sense of cognitive bias, where cognitive bias is a tendency in our minds to perceive information and situations inaccurately, where we'll take a lot of various just ingrained patterns and things that we've created, these little mental shortcuts, and what we've done is it's led us to essentially go away from rational thinking, and we have a lot of fallacies. So if you have experience like the rat example, where that someone is going to come save you, then realistically in that situation, it's not cognitive bias. So even though another person might say, hey, listen, that's never going to work, you're crazy, to that rat, it's hope. It's not just a delusion, and it's just not him thinking that, hey, you know what, that this hope or this feeling is just taking me astray, and that it's going to, that I've made wrong judgments or wrong decisions that's going to get me afar. So sometimes, cognitive bias can sometimes limit us, and there are situations where, we've had situations where maybe too much positivity can cause us to maybe overspend or overgamble, thinking that we're gonna earn more income. But that's something that is kind of an outside of our control. But in that situation with the rats, is he just knows that at some point things are gonna get different, and he might get saved, but he knows that he just needs to keep fighting and he just needs to keep trying. While the other rat, he just gives up because he's not able to find the hope, and he just thinks, if I give up, then hey, there's a better chance that my suffering when I pass might be a little bit better and I have more energy. So it's really kind of interesting, how you're able to really understand maybe what you're feeling is it really hope and confidence for the future, or maybe is it just negativity that's based on some sort of cognitive bias that you just haven't had enough experience, where you just don't have enough hope or positivity. To talk about negativity, there's something that really kind of talks about the cognitive triangle. The cognitive triangle is an interconnected part of our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions and feelings, and sometimes our behaviors and actions. So what happens is, when a negative thought dominates in that triangle, they fuel all the pessimism. So even if you have one part of your being that believes positively, sometimes if you are at your core, if you believe negative things are going to happen, it's going to taint everything. And then ultimately that cognitive triangle, as you go through your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and you look at it with your actions and behaviors, what's going to happen is you're going to end up spiraling. So hope is knowing that there's a possibility of a better future. It doesn't mean that the negative and the bad things are less than. I mean, that's a part of life, but what you're able to do with hope is you're able to push through. You're able to just continue the fight and just work towards not having such a tough time. One thing I really want all of you to do is to become more positive, is really just start challenging those negative thoughts and those automatic negative feelings that you have. Are they realistic? Is it something from the past? Or is that really something that's still happening today that I need to honor? But if you're future tripping on what if, on top of what if, and one on top of what if, there's so many variables that need to happen for that situation, then you might be spending just too much time. So challenge those negative thoughts. Try to practice gratitude. That is something that I am bad with, because I might be grateful, but I don't always practice staying grateful or appreciating all the blessings in my life, because I sometimes do shift right to the negative. So surround yourself with positivity. We can't always be a source of positive energy. So one thing I really want all of you to understand is having a group of friends or people that you love and that you care and that you feel safe with. What that allows you to do is, even when you're down, they can break those negative cognitive triangles or those cognitive biases you have. They can help you reset and become more positive. This documentary that I've been watching now, but it also correlates with some others I watched as a kid and even in my 20s, that really talked about centurions, were people who lived to 100, and it really talks about having a vibrant community and having a sense of purpose. So surround yourself around positive people, and then really understand how the mind and the brain continues to have these connections and these thoughts. So a lot of what you have to do is really work on just creating new experiences and overwriting the negative, and try to understand and know that the positive is something that exists. You know, if you pay attention to the positive things, you're going to keep creating more positive energy. If you focus on the negative is like a great void that you're going to just keep taking. So with that, just have some self-compassion, guys. Like, one thing I've always had a tough time with learning for myself, I may have had hope, but I never had self-compassion. I never had enough compassion to reduce the pressure. So no matter how much hope I had, it was never good enough. So realistically, hope is really a powerful force that helps us rise above any adversity. Again, there's cognitive biases that can lead us to our mind to, astray and to traps of negativity. But understanding that these biases are part of just a cognitive triangle, and that framework is about learning how it's designed, so then you can start implementing strategies to become more positive. You can break away from the cycle of negativity and start cultivating more optimistic outlooks and hopes, and you can then face a lot of the... Hey, here at Koos Key, this is all content to help you over there on the internet hopefully find some inspiration. When things happen in life, sometimes we just don't have people to talk to. Sometimes we feel embarrassed. Sometimes we just feel a sense of pride and an unknown that we keep in some of these feelings. And then what happens is, over time, we tend to recreate the same situations over and over because we never were able to resolve or heal some of the old trauma and things that have happened. It's funny, people talk about how people who have tough situations, they repeat the same cycle over and over. And, growing up, I really didn't believe it, but that's something I have truly seen in my life, whether it's someone who is dealing with mental health issues, whether it is someone who just had a tough thing happen to them, whether it's someone who just has really low confidence. But here's the thing, we can actually turn that around, and you're able to use that same fear and that same belief that keeps us down, and if we can just turn it around, you can just like flip a switch and just start every day where those old beliefs can go away. They don't have the power. If it had the power to keep you down, it has the same power to lift you up.